How's it going, guys? Good morning. So yeah, actually, it worked out yesterday. Woo! I ended up catching a big old 10-pound chum salmon in this creek right nearby where I'm staying in Washington, Puget Sound, and I caught it on this little red hair jig with a couple little red beads on it. Single barb, snagless, but like a salmon hook, definitely being able to handle the bigger fish. But even on top of that, though, I hooked into something huge. Probably I'd say about a 20 or 25 pound chummer. I like to call them chummer. And they fight so hard for their size. Like I think that might be the hardest fighting fish, besides maybe the common carp, for the size that if I mean I had to run down the shore for that 25 pounder, but it was actually snagged in the tail. That's why I was fighting so hard. Like the carp I caught before, the 40 pounder, so like 39 inches or whatever crazy it was. But yeah, that fish was nuts, man. And I got really close to me, actually, probably within about 5 feet to be realistic. So I didn't officially land it. But I actually was able to get the snag out. So now he's able to swim without all that line that snagged on him. Somehow this a bunch of floating, like a fly line or sinking fly line, got snagged on him. So maybe somebody was fishing for him, he took a swipe, snagged his tail, or hopefully they weren't snagging him. I don't think they would, because I like to think the best of people. But this is what I'm set up for, and I'll show you what I did. So as you see, this is everything that I need. Let's see, right there, bam. So we got President Fluger, extra line, needle nose pliers, maribou jig, tube on 1/8 ounce jig head, little bait I made, little pink guy, pretty cool. Okay, and all it is, it's a couple erasers chopped up. I'm actually gonna make baits out of these too, and using these jig heads. And then here's the tube baits I'm using, and then here's an extra pack. The reason I have these separate is because I used these 1, 2, 3 yesterday. And then here's my fluger, and that's a 6'6" Quantum Optics medium action. But that thing's handling, and I'm using my own backpack and just have a towel here just in case. But yeah, I'm rigged up, man. And in a little bit, I'll show you what I do to do the proper setup to get hooked up for fishing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Actually. Let's go ahead and set this camera up, nice like. Gotta reorganize things. Okay, so here you go. Bam, bam, 2 pieces. Put down longer, narrower piece. Take line out of bail. Just be patient too. See, remember, I have a lot of experience doing this, so don't be pissed off if you're not going as fast as I am. Because I'm pretty efficient. So gotta go nice and easy. Nice and easy. Slipped into the slot. And just make sure it has the same look. This one and this one have the same look to it, because they have to be at the right angle, so then there's no abrasion and it's balanced and you get really good casts. And then make sure it's wedged down, like put some elbow grease in that, you know what I'm saying? So now I set this down and just make sure that the eyelet's like resting on something, and you just I use both your hands to find the main line. And also, I want to take out any abrasion. So yesterday I battled some pretty big chums, so I'm okay to strip some line, because these guys ran me pretty solid. Man, they got me good. But I'm gonna just do a little bit more. There we go. Right there. Okay, got my needle nose. Make sure you have I would recommend actually more light, and make sure you can store the line so you see where it's at. So I'm gonna put the pliers right here, so then I know that it's somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now you take the tag end, and you put it through the rest of the eyelets. See, these are nice and lined up. Parallel, they're called. Parallel eyelets. Telescopic, in a sense, right? They get smaller each level because it keeps the line and the lure that you're using balanced. Mind you, I'm a traditional spinning fisherman. I'm not a fly fisherman. I know fly fishermen are very particular on the certain pound test and all that, but in reality, I'm just using just regular standard Berkeley big game 10-pound test. So I'm gonna rig up for my next outing. I think I'm gonna use this hair jig. This is a pretty nice one. This is pretty beautiful hair jig. There it is. And it looks like a crayfish actually. So should work pretty well. So hopefully it does. I'll give it a whirl. Definitely will probably work for the salmon. I don't know if it'll work for the little cutthroats or the steelhead, but it looks like I actually caught yesterday. I ended up with a legitimate 13 fishies landed. I caught 6 mixed in between steelhead and sea run, coastal cutthroat, like Westland cutthroat trout, I believe they're called, and the steelhead, the stalkers, because it did not have the adipose fins, I believe, but they were young though too. So I don't know. I'm gonna look that up actually. But yeah. So I don't know if they're big enough to go after this, but they might. So I'm gonna give it a whirl next time I go. Just need to get my license. What I'm really stoked on is I actually got my license for just one day, because Washington's very expensive, and it actually worked out, man. Like I'm pretty stoked right now. I caught this huge salmon. I ended up landing a 10-pounder though, even though I didn't land the huge one. It doesn't matter, man. That 10-pounder was incredible. I've never caught something like that. That was my first salmon ever. Never caught one. I've caught rainbow trout, I've caught steelhead, I've caught coastal cutthroats, and I've even caught steelhead natural out here, and stalker at Irvine Lake. But check it out, so I debarbed, see? Nice and easy, debarbed it, just making sure that there's no ability for the fish to, be able to get embedded by the hook. So I'm going to go ahead and just double check on that. But shouldn't be too bad. There we go. I heard a little crunch. I believe that's it. Yep, there we go. Bam. Look at that. I am ready to go. And then you just reel up your stuff. Be careful inside, of course. If you don't trust yourself, just don't pick up the rod. It's not a good time. And see, rested nice and easy. Got a little olive crayfish set up. Weedless, which I like a lot. There's actually some snags out there. Make sure to adjust the drag too. Oops, see, drag too. So clockwise to tighten. And I want a relatively tight drag, but not super tight. So I'm gonna get, I think that's good. That's good right there. That's perfect. Because there we go. That's ideal. Bam. And now it's time to food.